I've never actually understood how to use one of those. No.
Right, okay.
I mean, I know that the noise, but I don't know how it works on that.
How you been?
I'm okay, man. I look like fat, gross titties. The shadow on my titties is really unsettling me.
Yeah, should we redo the shot so you ain't got titties? It's fine.
Okay.
The people listening won't know. On iTunes and that.
Okay, welcome to the Don Folasko TV podcast. Our first podcast since starting the new... Is it starting a new channel? Since starting the new wave of content. We are on... What are we doing? We're on track to 4 straight weeks content, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a record, isn't it?
I know. It's most that we've ever done in our lives.
Yeah.
With anything, to
Isn't
be
that
honest. So.
What do you think has pushed us to go distance this time?
Age, death.
The dreams.
The scepter
of death. I was thinking more like dreams running through your fingers like sand through an hourglass.
That is so poetic.
Beautiful metaphor.
But it's just like diarrhea globs
but you
going
got
through your fingers.
sticky, shitty fingers.
And you just don't, so you don't know what to do, so you just rub your fingers.
It's quite an interesting. You raise quite.
Is this what you usually do?
You raise quite an interesting point here. In that you eating a banana.
I've got it, man. Get that protein in, baby. Is it protein or potassium? It's potassium. It's one of the P's,
I was gonna say. So why you eat a banana? Literally the grossest thing you can do on air.
It's just talking to the mic.
Easily the worst. No, okay. Can we cut out that noise? Because
I'm amping. I'm posted. I'm amping.
Honestly, have you ever listened to a podcast and someone's been eating?
It's our old podcast that we used to do.
Genuinely the most disgusting.
Yeah, I never heard it in any other podcast apart from the ones that we used to do. I don't even know if we're talking into the mics.
One time, no, we're fine. One time, I was listening to a podcast and someone burped, and they burped into my ears, man.
Oh man.
I could smell it.
The thing is about a burp is you only get it in one ear anyway.
It's insulting. Why would you only get it in one ear?
But in real life, I'm saying, you'll get it in one ear. But if you have it in headphone form, so it's like 2 people burping at the exact same moment.
Yeah.
Or a little man burping in your brain.
A stereo burp. It's in your brain.
It's like a little
it's like
man,
your thoughts.
A little man in your brain.
Okay, so let me. You raise an interesting metaphor, Hassan, because you're the time that you live slipping through your fingers like sand through an hourglass, right? Yeah. But if you've got shit all over your fingers, that'll act as a sort of adhesive.
So the fingers stick.
So the shitty sand sticks. So
wait, is it shitty sand?
So the sand is slipping through your fingers like sand. No.
Like sand and
dreams. Sorry. Yeah. Dreams slip through your fingers like sand through an hourglass, and then you die. Yeah. But if you got shit on your fingers, the sand will stick there.
Yeah.
Technically making you live forever, but in a shitty...
Yeah.
But so my first question, leading us on to our first question of the day.
I love how we can understand life through metaphors as well. It's really good.
Well, humans have evolved that.
You know what I mean?
Would you live forever, but with shitty hand fingers? With sandy, shitty hands?
I think I would, because my life's ambition is to live forever and see not only my parents die before I die, but my children. So I want every. Some people are like, I would hate to die before my kids pass away.
No, that's not what.
People say that.
I would hate to die before my kids.
No
one says that.
I hate my kids.
That's what you say. That's what you're about to say.
That's what I'm about to say.
Person to say.
I want to be the first man to say I would rather die after my kids.
Do you want your kids to live to an old age and then die? Or do you, Prince Charles? Or do you want them to die as infants? Do you want them to suffer cot death so that you get to go through all the fun of a pregnant wife, right? And then they have the baby, and then the baby is dead. And then you're looking at your wife is sobbing, and then you're like, but now my dream of burying my triumphant child has finally come true.
I think that would be the best way to do this situation. Yeah.
Arm round her shoulder as she slowly like shakes, and you whisper in her ear, "It's a dream come true." I beat you.
Oh yeah, I guess that's the only way I can live a good life now. Am I even on? My levels are.
Yeah, you're on. I tested both microphones.
Your levels are looking pretty good. I think you got good projection. That's why.
Also,
hello. I don't know. Sorry. Should have done this before, innit?
I did.
Oh, we'll see. It's getting worrying there. But yeah.
Also, I cut you out because I thought
the content.
I thought the content would ultimately be better if you weren't involved.
Eat bananas and talking.
It's clicking into the microphone. It's a few podcasting no-nos.
It's like the stuff that you literally skip on the timeline bar in YouTube. Yeah. It's just like, or you like do that. You hover over, so it's got that little screen, and you're waiting for it to not be close-ups of my face.
Isn't that Pornhub? Yeah,
it is. But luckily they don't. In Pornhub, you can have like little bits where it's like, blowjob.
Oh.
And you go over here and it's missionary. But for us, what we should do is we should have like Ben Hassan, and then just Ben, and then you'll see more people clicking where missionary. They're like, there's no missionary here.
Look at the YouTube analytics. Which thingy of that. Yeah. This is our first ever podcast.
Oh, recorded as well, yeah.
In the third dimension. Yeah. Normally, we are there's 2 dimensions in sound, right? Yeah. One dimension is talking to yourself. The second dimension is sound, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
And then the third dimension
video.
Is video, isn't that what it is?
I think Einstein said something along those lines.
Einstein.
I don't know. I've never heard of one dimension being talking to yourself.
One direction, sorry.
What?
Anyway, we're on video now.
Yeah.
Hi, Mum.
You're looking way bigger. See, this is
what I like to do is I do look bigger than you, and my voice is louder than yours. It's almost as if, I'm just a terrifying presence at this point. If I move here, it's like oh Lord, it is. It's horrifying how much larger I am.
Yeah, I know. In the behind, as you can see, we're in the famous Ritz at the Ritz right now, and it's pretty nice in here.
The Ritz Carlton.
Pretty nice.
In Saint-Tropez.
Yeah.
Is there a Ritz? Yeah. Anyhow, how you been doing, that?
All right, man.
Did we introduce ourselves?
Yeah. Oh shit! No, we didn't. How far are we in?
We are.
Fucking hell, man.
Approximately.
It's just 253 bars.
255 bars. What's that? 4 times 254.
I don't even know how much a bar is in this fucking bullshit. But anyway, I've been good. I went to the dentist today.
Oh yeah.
I thought it would impede our podcast.
Oh no, it's going swimmingly, mate.
Thanks, man. I basically had like a droopy face. Had the whole like Rio Ferdinand like lip. He's got like the wavy lip thing.
Like he had a stroke.
A little. He does. Did he actually? Am I taking a piss out of Rio? And he's
Rio Ferdinand.
He's actually been like debilitated by a stroke.
By age.
Yeah, maybe no, and then it subsided. I haven't been to the dentist. I didn't tell the dentist this, but I hadn't been in over 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually haven't been to the dentist in a very long time.
Mm.
I went to the dentist once, and they told me I needed like £400 worth of surgery. It may not have been. It may have been like £80, and in my head I've just conflated it. And then I lost my job, so I just never went back. And so, you know what? That's quite worrying, because if I still need £400 worth of surgery, that might be cancer by now.
Yeah, you never got it.
No.
Can you remember what they said?
They said you need this surgery.
So your fucking face is deteriorating. It's like exponential speed.
Every moment could be my last.
But to be honest, when I was getting it all done, I was like thinking in my head, like, how is this sanctioned? I was like, who's Is there like a dentist board that like says if this dentistry, is that a fucking word? This dentist?
Isn't it the NHS?
I don't know, but do you know what I mean? If they want to like fuck me over and give me shit fillings, and then after like 3 years I go and do another checkup and they're like, look man, these fillings, they're not working for you. Like, I have no proof to say, because the only proof I have is the guy said to me they should last 7 to 10 years.
What do you mean? I thought they would last forever.
He said they would 7 to 10 years will probably have to replace them for you. And I was like, well, have you got that written down? Do I have like an insurance policy if it fucking, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. The thing is, Ben, there's not enough legislation in the dentistry practice. That's what I'm saying, man. It's just cowboys.
It's cowboys.
It's literally fucking cowboys.
It sounds like, when you have a builder. Like, last man who did, what did they do in here? Yeah. What did they do in here?
It's like, it's you, mate. You were the one who came in here last.
Mate, that must have been 7 or 8 years ago. I was fucking drunk.
Did I tell you that it takes about 7 or 8 years for your for everything to just go and fall through the ceiling, mate? That's what happens.
It's all for the birds, mate.
But like, I don't know. I just felt a bit like I might be getting taken for a dickhead here. But you think of that when you're spending 300 quid on 2 fillings. You know what I mean? You're like, then you think to yourself, like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? I can eat. I'll just eat with my front teeth.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to eat with your front teeth?
I suck all my food now because I'm scared. I exclusively eat long sausages.
How long has that not been recorded for?
No, we're still going.
Okay, great.
We're still going. I mean, like, I exclusively eat like hot dogs. Just suck them.
Suck on the hot dogs.
Just suck on the hot dogs.
That seems like as good a time as anywhere to start this and admit what an awful mistake we've made.
I'll never admit the awful mistake. I'm that guy that has to get murdered before his life ends, man.
Okay, well, on that note, we have because this is a new series, we have a new segment called Today I Saw a Crackhead.
It's an everyday segment.
It's an everyday segment.
Yeah, where did you see yours?
Today I saw my crackhead.
Yeah.
On the overground. And it's always quite an interesting thing to see crackheads on the overground because you never think about it, but crackheads, they have places they go to be. Well, the funniest thing about this crackhead was that it was also rush hour. It was not rush hour. It was before rush hour. So it was very early in the morning. I'm on my way to work. What I love about the great British public, what I absolutely love about them, is their willingness and their ability to ignore crackheads. There is just an unbelievable ability to go about your day as if there's not a crackhead just doing his thing.
I think it's
right next door to you.
There's two sets of thought now because we've got so many people coming into the city of London. Yeah. We're filming this live in London. Yeah,
general election just called Brexit. This is exactly what Hassan's talking about. Yeah. Too many people in the country taking crack and then riding the overground.
So, exactly.
Hard fought
But
stuff.
I think the people that ignore it, you got the like Londoners that fully just like see it all the time and they're just like whatever. Yeah. And then I think you get petrified out of towners that are just like
consciously.
But they look. What I think, I imagine being in their head because they must look around on the train and see no one's reacting.
I know.
And they're like, someone help this poor man.
Yeah.
He's like defecating on my shoes
into his dream hands, into his moonlight hands.
And they're like, why is no one helping? And then they just think, well, I just got to assimilate. I better conform.
I know.
I don't want to get this guy's moon dream hand spew on my fucking shoes, so I better fucking get off at the next stop.
It does make you think sometimes when you see a crackhead, is this a dream? Am I because you are sat there, no one is responding to it, and part of you must be thinking, am I dreaming this? Because what I'm watching is unbelievable, and no one in the room is responding to it, and because no one is responding to it, I am not responding to it, and because I'm not responding to it, maybe it's someone else's dream. And then imagine it for the crackhead. Imagine for the crackhead who they just learn one day, I can do whatever I want and no one looks at me. No one will even acknowledge that I exist. Yeah. The crazier the thing I do, the less acknowledgement I get.
That's quite inspiring.
As in, we should all become crackheads.
We should maybe try it.
I was thinking about this.
That's fucking cool.
It made me think, why do I put up with all the stress of having a job and doing work? I can just take crack. And
then act like a knob on the overground.
Stress-free
or any public transport.
He wasn't being a knob. Let me tell you what this man was doing. First of all, you wouldn't have known it to look at this man, but he was wearing 10 or 12 layers of clothes. You wouldn't have realised it just from looking at it.
I don't want to be an arsehole, but it is the time of year. Like,
it's cold. It's
cold.
It's cold out there.
It's fucking cold.
It's Christmas time. As you can tell at the Ritz, it is Christmas. This man was riding the overground at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Gotta get somewhere, you know.
He's got to be somewhere. Yeah. And then suddenly, he's sat there. He's sort of, you can tell that he is... You can tell from looking at him that he's probably a crackhead. Yeah. But he's like an assimilated crackhead. Yeah. He's like, he's fine. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he just starts taking off layer after layer of clothes. Yeah. And I swear, this is the funniest thing. So he takes off his like zip up Adidas top. He takes off a t-shirt.
That's kind of cool top.
He takes off a t-shirt. He takes off another t-shirt. Takes off this third t-shirt. Takes off a t-shirt. Takes off a t-shirt. Sure. Throws that t-shirt onto the seat in front of him. Right?
They're comic geniuses, man. It's like, why do that?
Then he starts putting the rest of the layers on.
He puts
so he must have just been, he was like, I am hot. I feel hot right now.
I want one layer.
I want one less layer of clothes on.
I know which one.
But I know which t-shirt.
I've got it.
And I know which t-shirt I need to take off. It's the black t-shirt. For whatever. Because he had more
Did
different
he take
colours.
it with him? Big
time.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. I would not. Wasn't. To be fair, I wasn't.
I thought he was like a proper like vagabond, just didn't like fucking care. He just chucked it and was like, yeah, fucking.
Well, to be fair to you, I could only see this in the corner of my eyes because to look at a crackhead is to acknowledge their existence, which is to give them power,
to engage. The thing. So going back to the idea of like being a crackhead and being a crazy person that just shouts on the tube or whatever.
He wasn't shouting. He's good.
Well, just whatever. Well, okay,
yeah, I understand.
But like, I feel like if I was to do that, like we were talking about potentially doing it, I feel like I would be caught out within a second.
People would know.
There was like, not because of how I look. Like I think I could pass for a crackhead easily, but I think, and the fucking way I said easily, it made me feel like. I've got issues there. Yeah. But like I feel like I don't know. Like someone will just see something in my eye and I'll say something and then one bro will be like, can you just stop it, mate? And I'll be like, whoa, you never say that to a crackhead. And I'll just start like muttering and then as soon as I start like getting nervous, I can imagine like the whole carriage turning on me and kicking my ass.
Crackheads must have to face that though.
No, I don't think they do. I've never seen anyone turn on a crackhead in my life.
Sorry, I know I'm telling a story about a crackhead at the moment. I want to tell a story about a man pretending to be a crackhead.
That's an interesting one,
yeah.
Isn't this what I'm just describing?
This is a guy. There was a guy I remember being on the train once. Always on the train. But tubes, you see crackheads on the tube. This was the overground. That's why it was an interesting story. Not because of the man who was ingesting crack. There was a man sat on the tube. He looked like what I would generously describe as a high school shooter.
Okay.
He had sort of like a shaved head, but not quite shaved, like a bit of a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Dark sunglasses. But like how sunglasses are fairly cool these days, and they're like quite big.
Yeah.
He had like little eye sunglasses that just cover your eyes.
Yeah, like a hitman in an anime or something.
Like a goddamn anime hitman.
Yeah.
And then he was sat there, and then he just started going, like laughing to himself. And I was watching him.
I would love to have fucking seen it.
And I was sat there watching him. And at first I had the, oh, it's a crackhead. It's just a runner, not a crackhead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him, and he sort of was like looking around,
mm-hmm.
doing that one. You couldn't see because of his anime glasses.
But you could feel it.
But I could feel it.
You could feel it.
And you go like, and I realised he was faking.
Oh.
I was like, you're a phony. You're pretending. You want everyone
you've only got one layer on. He's a phony.
He's a phony. I was like, this guy. So I just instantly was like, I don't even need to pretend I'm not acknowledging this guy. I can fully just not acknowledge him because he's not a crackhead. He's no threat whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because crackheads, that's the thing. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Crackhead.
Don't know.
Needs to have a threat level.
Yeah, there needs to be the element of fear in and I feel like people just that's also another reason why people just kind of freeze a little bit around crackheads is because it could be you next. You know what I mean? Not that you developed the crack addiction. It could be I don't know if it does. That how crack addiction spreads?
It's like vampires.
It's like if he comes too close, if he puts a layer on you, you're done for. Is that not? That's the crackhead. That's the crackhead way.
I don't know certainly if they bite you or spit in your mouth.
I'm sure the crack. You get something from.
you get something. Yeah.
I don't know if it's crack addiction. It could be death.
It's probably as crippling.
As debilitating as the fucking addiction.
But so this guy's laughing. I'm like, you're a phony. So that's probably why if you tried to bust being a crackhead, you'd also have to have the threat. People would have to be like, this guy could. So why I'm saying so this man, after taking off that one layer, picks up his suitcase. Because
wow, he had a suitcase.
Oh yeah,
like a briefcase suitcase,
like a gym bag.
Wow,
but
gotta travel light, eh?
More like a gym bag. I should have said gym bag, but it's sort of like a suitcase.
Yeah,
and then he goes to stand by the door. So I'm like, okay, this guy's getting off now. That's fine. That's great. Great for everyone involved. Because then you can share. Like as soon as the crackhead's gone, you can share a little.
Yeah.
With the with the you know who's with the norms with the normies around you.
The office folk.
When they look at you, they're like, I always go, that could be us. That could be you. But then he didn't. He stood right by the door.
Yeah.
Fuck! Didn't get off. Damn. Door opened, stood there. Door closed, didn't get off.
So you couldn't share the look.
The knowing look. I have the only seat free, except for the 5 seats that he's just left, because all the seats around him were free. But the closest seat away from there, that's free, is right next to me.
Damn.
So I'm sat there like, he's going to come and sit next to me. Because crackheads love sitting next to guys. Crackheads love coming up to people, sitting next to them. They'll sit there, and then they'll be like, what's that smell? And you'll be like, oh. Like, it's your feet. And you're like, ah. You're like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Speaking of crackheads getting somewhere in the morning, when I worked in around Upper Clapton, there was one crackhead I saw when I was on the top deck of a bus looking down. I'll never forget this. So I like it was the big roundabout in Upper Clapton, and he was coming around, and he was on a push bike.
Yeah.
And he basically like just speed of light almost. It's fucking. Speed of light.
Well, you don't need to repeat the story.
No, at all. No.
When you click record, it'll just keep going.
Just keep going. So, at the speed of light, I see this bike come round the corner.
Yeah.
And this guy.
That's the crackhead's chosen mode of transportation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he was just like he looked. I mean, like you could tell he was a crackhead. He was very, very crackhead looking. I don't know how to say. He just had a crackhead look about him. He had the layers on, and he was just going at speed of lightning, just thundering down the road. And this was maybe like 7 a.m, and I was just like, what the fuck where is he going? Because he's going faster than I have, and I'm late for work, and he's going faster than I fucking am.
Sure.
And it's crack. It's got to always be crack. When you see a cracker going that fast, it's got to be part of the addiction. Maybe, I don't know. I can't imagine it. Like, it can't be getting like, I don't know, like trying to get a fucking cup of tea or something.
Do you think it's like when you're on the crack, you just got to go fast?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He's gonna like push it to the limit in his head.
Yeah, he's collecting chaos emeralds.
Yeah, maybe. I remember when I was like 9, we used to go Center Parcs when I was a kid.
Sure.
And my form of crack was sugar as a kid. So what I used to do was I used to get hopped up on sugar and go cycling for no reason. I remember one time I had Born to Be Wild in my head while I did laps.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Around...
How old are you? 19?
About 9, no.
I used to do that as a 19-year-old. It's fine.
No, I was 21, but it was... But it was still, you know, it was a good experience, you know. And Born to Be Wild is an awesome song.
It's a great song.
Should we get more of this Cornish ramen? You know,
oh yeah, sure, please.
So my brother gave me this.
Oh, why did he give it to you?
He gave it to me for looking after his daughter.
Hey.
Yeah, it's...
I'd rather have the £9, brother.
It's like his... how old is she now? 4 or 5 months old? I actually did fuck all during the evening. Yeah. I just sat... just watched porn.
Very nice. Well, that's around your infant niece. Better than wishing death, I guess.
Only my own children.
Only your own children.
Only my own.
No.
Never.
No, I would never accuse you of that. Has.
Only my own children.
With other people's children, this man cannot be beat. Cannot be beat.
Thank you, man.
His own children. Very suspicious.
Better watch out.
Suspicious how many of them have died. That's good. Anyhow, so, Hassan.
Oh.
I saw a movie this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Joker?
Doctor Sleep.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, man.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
I heard it's a good film.
It's pretty good, you know. You know what's funny is that I expected... When I walked into this film, I thought it was going to be absolutely...
Pants.
Just terrible.
Yeah.
What films do you know of, sequels to classics, sequels not just to classics, but to like horror classics, that are actually good?
There's none.
There's none, right? There's none.
I mean, horror films are usually quite shit in themselves. I mean...
Yeah, but there are some great ones. Let's think specifically about sequels to great horror films.
Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2... Not as good as number 1.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 3, even worse. Stars women.
Yeah, no. Did they call it free?
Ghostbusters free
women. So
free
women from oppression. But like no, yeah, you're right. I can't even it too.
Like The Exorcist 2 was awful. Yeah, but It only came out last year.
No, I'm talking about the old It.
The old It.
The old It.
Yes.
Wait, did they make an It 2?
I think we've spoken about it. They made an It Chapter 2 this year. Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about the old...
Yeah, they probably did.
I think they did. I think they made up to 3, and they fought a big spider in one of them.
Spider.
Yeah, I used to be fucking terrified of it.
Yeah, I think we've actually... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, you know, we're under a new title, so I can talk the old stories. You know, the crackhead story. I said it in the old podcast as well. So
I know I saw that crackhead last year, dude.
So I remember seeing I used to be terrified of it, but then when they fought the giant spider, I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And I was like 11 or 12 at the time, and I was just like, it kind of like dispelled like any fear, like any idea of fear that I had about the film. And then I watched it again a few years later, and I was like, this is a shit film. I'm not scared. Apart from the head in the fridge, I never fucking got the head in the fridge that talked. It was like, hey, how you doing? You'd open up and it was like a fridge.
I don't remember. I remember the clown being like, hiya, Georgie.
Yeah.
Why don't you come here so I can eat your fucking arm? I want to eat your fucking arm, you little cunt. So, wow. Wow. I was channeling my inner Pennywise.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the old Pennywise better than the Scandinavian Pennywise.
Scandinavian Pennywise puts me off a bit.
Yeah.
Because, when you think of the Scandinavians, you think of quite heroic people.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas
Pennywise.
Who was the old Pennywise? What was his name?
They're
going to shout at us. You're going to shout at us.
Yeah,
no one wants your abuse.
I've completely forgotten his name, but he was a great man.
Is Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Because I'm hungry for curry.
Yeah.
That's how I remember.
every time you go to a fucking...
Order me a Tim Curry. Yeah, it's beautiful.
But yeah, the... What were you going to say? Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
anyway, so I watched Dr. Strange.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I thought this film was going to be really bad. It's actually pretty good. It's it follows a grown-up Danny Torrance.
Yeah.
And as you'd imagine, he's fairly scarred from his experiences at the young
I
age.
would imagine him being fat. I don't know why. Is he fat in it?
He's not fat.
I don't know why I would imagine him being fat.
But it was
It's,
Why would you think he was fat?
It's just, I don't know. What
are you trying to say?
If you go through, anytime
when people go through shit, they just eat. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, he becomes an alcoholic, drug addict.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And what's funny is he starts the film off robbing single mums.
What, just at gunpoint?
No, just doing blow with them and then stealing from their purse and stuff.
Like,
and then their kids come in and they're like, "Are you my new daddy?" And he's like, "No, kid," and he like jacks them and shit.
So he's a bit like a little smooth talker.
No, he's like a full-on junkie.
Oh, okay.
But junkies get laid. Junkies.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, women are drawn to them like moth to a flame.
Yeah.
It's the you know how the danger makes people go silent.
Yeah.
It also attracts the ladies.
Yeah.
That's why crackheads are chucking their shirt across the room and women are catching that shit. Catching that
sliding
shit.
off their fucking chairs
like it's a Diet Coke advert.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want you. Be no fool.
I love it. He's got the layers as well. He can keep going.
Well, he's got layers. That's what
they're for. He can stay warm and throw them off.
Well, mine was more the metaphorical.
Oh, okay.
Women are attracted to danger, and they're attracted to a man with layers.
Yeah.
Like emotional layers.
Oh, I just thought you meant different
Adidas.
clothing. Adidas.
5 or 6 Adidas tops.
Exactly.
Anyhow, he is a crackhead.
Yeah.
He drops that like a bad habit as soon as he meets a young girl, and they go on shine adventures together. So they have to stop.
I love it because in the 90s, shine meant like giving a blowjob.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So shine adventures just sounds like this is the porno version.
What 90s did you live in that I didn't live in?
It was around here London town. So give shines. You never and I used to just say it as a kid, just whatever. It's just the word you use. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, it's because you're like spit shine. Isn't that it? That's it. If you think of the word shine, you're shining. You're polishing.
How many times did you?
I never got shines as a kid.
Why are you talking about shine, bro?
We used to talk about.
We used to sucking this, shining that, motherfucking spitting on that fucking thing, and then rubbing it off.
We used to. I think I was like 10 or 11. One of the new things to chat about up until the age of 16, 17 was who was giving shines, who was giving blowjobs.
Anyway, so Ewan McGregor goes on this...
it was paedophilic, I admit,
You were a 17-year-old?
No, I was 10 and we would talk
about 17-year-olds?
No, talk about who in our age bracket.
You would be talking about girls in your year group.
Yeah.
Being they get fucking shiners.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's awful.
In McDonald's toilets and stuff.
Oh my god, that
it was
awful.
Pretty fucking weird, man. But I'm sure they do it in the West Country and
10-year-olds.
Cotswolds and stuff.
Why are you saying all this? Why are you saying all this?
Is it time to get arrested?
Why are you doing this? I'm just talking about you and McGregor going on shining adventures.
Do you not see where we're sitting? We're in the Ritz, man. They'll never fucking arrest guys who work. Sorry. We don't work in the Ritz. We're in the Ritz, buddy.
We own the Ritz.
We own the Ritz. But yeah, sorry. So you were seeing the film. Get the fucking paedophilic out of your head, man. I ain't got it in my head. I was a 10-year-old when I thought of those things. So technically, I'm not a pedo. But if you think of me thinking of that, then that means you're a pedo. I don't want you to go there, Ben. You've done so well so far. But anyway, so you went to the film. Did you have popcorn? Did you have a bit of...
I didn't have popcorn, no.
I don't know. People are like, why...
So let me tell you. I'm watching this film starring Ewan McGregor.
Did you sneak a cheeseburger into the fucking...
I'll tell you what I did. Okay.
M&M's?
I was walking to the film. I was thinking about my review in mind. I was having that in mind. And I was thinking about like what I would say first. And Doctor Sleep is the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah. It's got the name there.
And The Shining is a horror masterpiece. So I was thinking about what can I say? How can this film possibly live up to that film? And then what happened was I went into the cinema, I bought my ticket, and when I went out, I went across the road and I bought a bar of dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate?
Because I didn't want to have a coffee because it was too late and it would keep me up all night. Mm. And also sometimes when I drink coffee, you can just get irrationally angry. Mm. But if you have a piece of dark chocolate, you could run a marathon.
Get rationally angry off dark chocolate. Is that how it works?
I get rationally
angry. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so you got was that after?
And then as I walked out of Tesco's,
right,
I had an itchy neck.
Okay.
Like a goddamn crack. So I took off 3 layers. No, I went to I'm gonna enact this in slow motion.
Mm.
I went to scratch my neck, and I brushed it like that, and then suddenly there was intense pain. And I went to look at what it was. And I pulled out a little...
see something.
Yeah, I pulled out a little thorn.
What the fuck?
A wasp had bit me in the middle of the street.
Wow.
As I walked into the sequel to The Shining.
Such bastards, aren't they?
I went into the film, I went into the toilet, washed my neck, took my jacket off because I didn't want to get the collar wet, and he was just walking around on the collar.
He was just chilling.
Just chilling. So I took him outside and I... put him down on the pavement.
I would have fucking...
Have a nice day, mate.
I would have killed the shit out of it.
But that's what separates us from the animals, the
need for killing?
The need for killing.
I don't think that is, man.
Oh, no.
I eat chicken every day, man.
Chicken every day. Anyway, so the film... just let me fucking...
It's gonna be a while before you get to it, man.
Let me express myself. The film...
Right.
Stars Ewan McGregor as this guy, and he goes on shining adventures with a young girl played...
Can't get it out of my head.
And she acts very good. She's a good act.
She's you have a beautiful review so far, Pen.
The villains in the film, there's some funny guys. Let me tell you about the villains in this film. They're called...
Wait, they have baddies in the film?
Yeah.
That's kind of lame
They're
for
called...
The Shining.
I know, yeah, that's what I thought as well. Yeah. They're not just fighting a hotel this time.
Yeah, exactly.
They're called... I can't remember what they're
Navajos.
called. The True Knots. Okay. They're called True Knot.
Like the Team Rocket in Pokemon. Like, what the fuck?
I guess... True Knot?
Are they like a gang? Is it a gang?
Yeah, it's basically like Team Rocket in Pokemon.
Wow.
No talking Meowth. But, and what they do is they go around eating shiners. They eat people with shine.
Okay, that's not like Team Rocket.
That's not like Team Rocket. That's where the Pokemon, it separates.
Exactly.
And, but what I don't get is they have a lot of time and they explain why they need to eat people so bad. Yeah. They explain we gotta eat this shiner, we gotta eat the shine out of this shiner, we gotta shine this eater so bad. And then what happens is that they're bad guys. They kill children.
I was like, fucking hell.
So, but what they do is they love killing children. They love it. And part of me was like, wait a minute, you have to do this. So they have to do this ritual. I'm not going to spoil why. It's not a big reason.
It's like a lifeblood kind of like.
They just love shine. They love getting the shine.
It's nothing about for their very survival.
It is for their survival.
Okay,
it's for their very survival. Even though they're people, so I don't know why they can't eat food. If Danny has the shining, he doesn't need to eat other shiners, but it doesn't anyway. The more you think about it, the stupider it is.
Yeah, okay.
So
try and avoid it.
So I don't like thinking. Why are you making me think so much? He says, shine on. No, they're eating kids. They're killing kids. They're eating kids. And I understand why they're doing it, but they love doing it. They're like having so much gas, so much fun. They're like, this is the best day of my goddamn life, killing and eating this child. Yeah. And you just think, but why? If you've got to kill and eat a child, fair dues.
Just keep it moving, mate.
But that's explained.
Yeah.
Not why they love it. One of the villains actually starts the film as like a paedophile hunter. She hunts paedophiles. And she like scars their face and stuff.
This is all over the place, this film.
And then 10 minutes later, she's full on killing and eating children.
What the fuck?
And she's like, yeah! She's all over it. She's doing it like it's going out of style. So, Ewan McGregor, Danny Torrance, and Kyla Curran is the name of the actress who plays Abra Stone. Abra Stone is the name of the character.
Oh, good
They
memory.
team up to fight these bad guy shiners.
Why do they need to fight the shiners?
Well, they just want to stop them from eating kids.
You know, I don't go out to like random part of Africa and stop like child. You know, well, I'm just saying, like, you know, child mercenary, like, you know, warlords.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that's fair. So because
Kofi, not Kofi. I forgot what his name. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Liable. Because she has shine power,
right?
She can see what's going on, and they're hunting down shiners, and she's the strongest shiner in the history of the world. She's like shining like a diamond.
Shining bright like
a diamond, yeah, if you will. And so that's why she's mates with Danny Torrance. What isn't explained good in the film is also why Danny Torrance, as a full-blown adult, is making friends with very young children. Because
how old is she?
He needs to chill out.
How old is she?
When she's like a teenager when they meet for the first time. But when they start shine friending, she's a little kid.
Damn.
It's like that friend of yours on AOL.
Yeah, no.
AOL chat. When you met him, you were a teen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now he's.
But when you first started chatting,
now he's old enough. I'm not really friends with him now that he's old enough. Okay. When we were younger, when he was younger, that's when we were good friends. But yeah, I know. I remember Bobby. Yeah. God rest his soul. We'll find your murderer, Bobby. Find him.
McGregor. Oh, and the villain was called. Guess her name is Rose the Hat. And so she eats people and wears a hat.
This
Those
is
are the
literally
two things.
like a video game that I played.
She wears a hat, and at one point she takes off her hat to show someone what's inside it. And the thing is, right, all I could imagine was how bad that woman's hat must smell. Because when you smell the inside of someone's hat...
especially if they're just baby killing.
Especially if they spend all their days killing babies.
Yeah, could be.
And they live in a caravan.
But at least you'll get the new baby smell with the murder hat. Yeah, you'll get like, you know, so it's like when you spray deodorant on already sweaty armpits. You know, there's like moments where it's like really musky, disgusting. But then you get like a whiff of like, ooh, Africa, or whatever that perfume is, you know. It's like, wow, that's kind of nice. Maybe it could be kind of like that. So I mean, are we going to get into how it ends, or? Because to be honest, I'm tired of how many twists and turns there are. There's already the woman who was a paedophile hunter, and then 10 minutes later becomes a paedophile herself.
No, she's not a paedophile.
I mean, if you eat a kid, isn't that sexually gratifying? In a way, like in a little way.
I don't know. I guess when you put it like that, Well, she's definitely a child murderer.
Yeah, but I guess when I eat chicken, I'm not sexing the chicken. I'm not like a what do you call a guy who has sex with chickens?
A pervert.
That's right. I'm not like a pervert. But, bestiality.
Sorry, just to confirm, you don't have sex with chickens?
In my mind when I'm eating them, maybe. But, that's the extent. But, so... Okay, so how does this kind of...
How does it play out?
How does it play out?
So they... What is so funny is that, for the most part, the film is actually very... I think it's really great. It's directed by Mike Flanagan. It's actually written, directed, and edited by Mike Flanagan.
Wow.
Who is... you may know him from The Haunting of Hill House.
I've not watched it, but yes, I do know the film.
He directed a film which I've not seen called Oculus.
I've not heard of that.
And he made a film called Gerald's Game.
None of these are ringing any proper bells.
The Shining?
Shining, Doctor. So who's the Doctor?
Dr. Sleep
Who's the Doctor?
Oh, okay. So, anyway, Mike Flanagan, very good film director.
Right, yeah.
He's made some great stuff.
I mean, if you're gonna,
this is a pretty good film.
If you're gonna give a sequel like that, you gotta give it into semi-capable hands.
You gotta put them in capable hands, absolutely. And what were you asking?
Who's Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep is Ewan McGregor, is Danny Torrance. Because
he becomes him.
Because he's a grown-up man.
Yeah.
So he gets the weirdest. He gets a job as a man who watches old people die. He gets a very strange job halfway through the film.
What was Stephen King thinking? He was like, I wrote a great book already. I won't try with the sequel. People will buy it off the strength of the first one. What the fuck?
Honestly, yeah. His job was watching old people die.
It's definitely not that bad.
And so they're like, "How you going, Dr. Sleep?" And they call him Dr. Sleep.
As a nickname.
As his nickname.
Wait, and he was doing this at the same time as doing his crack?
No, this was after crack. So you know what's funny is that once you're an addict, you're always an addict. Isn't that's the old adage?
Yeah.
And you just got to find something else to be addicted to. So he got off the crack and he got on to watching old people die and talking to young girls through shining ability.
Isn't that during those addiction meetings? Isn't that what they're trying to
avoid?
No, I mean that's the one of the ways they tell people to get off the crack is maybe murder some people.
Well, it's definitely rock bottom, isn't it? Well, he doesn't murder anyone.
Oh, he just watches them die.
He just watches them die.
Okay, alright then. So he's nicknamed that, but does he do any murdering himself?
Yes. So this is what I was going on to. The only mental scene in this entire film is that suddenly there is just a crazy Shiner gun battle halfway through where everyone just shows up
all over the place.
Everyone just shows up to the woods and just starts fucking going to town on each other with guns.
Why couldn't they shine their way through it?
That was my problem with the scene. In that you think, wait a minute. And you know what's funny is that as soon as you shoot these guys, they die. They die like people. You shoot them and they die.
Not like regenerating,
So I don't understand what makes The Shining important in this film when you could literally just show up to the house of these Shining and just blow the back of their heads off with a fucking gun.
The end. Well, the thing is, they did two endings. They probably did one where they had a shine battle, and they played it back, and they were like, "This looks shit." Because, what would it be? It would be all these visions of the fight. Yeah. And then there'll be, different, them probably wimpily punching, because they just focus so much on the shine.
So they can't even punch.
No, they can't even punch properly. And they'll just, have visions of the punches, and the visions of, one guy, knocked out. And then, a lift door opening with blood coming out, and then that would be it. And then that would be the end of the fight sequence. And they were like, this doesn't work. We've used 50%. We gotta use new footage because we just used a lot of Stanley Kubrick's footage.
Yeah.
Let's get the guns in. Sure. I've got all these leftover prop guns. Let's shoot them up.
Shoot them up.
And so does Ewan McGregor shoot people in the head then?
Oh, big time. And what's funny is that it's completely out of character because, as far as I'm aware, Danny Torrance has never.
He wasn't a violent person.
He wasn't like a shooting guys in the head person. Certainly not as an 8-year-old child. But maybe as he grew up.
He had to.
There's violence in the film. I guess he is kind of violent. But at the end, they have a shine battle with the main villain.
Okay.
She gets shined.
To death.
But the rest of them, they don't get shined. It's a good film.
Yeah, well...
It's a good film. What else have I got written about it?
You've half sold it to me. The thing is that I'm a big Shining fan.
Oh yeah, I love The Shining.
It's maybe my favourite film of all time.
It may be the best film of all time.
Yeah, for me, I think it's a strong one on the list, of top films.
Top 5.
Top 1.
50.
No. If I was to be realistic on everyone else's list, it would probably be in top 10. But for me,
it might be the top 1.
Top 1.
Honestly, it's a great film.
And the way they ended it, I was very happy with the ending. Did they make any? Because the ending of The Shining, not to spoil it for people out there, but the ending of The Shining alludes to some sort of like mystic.
Also, get over spoilers. Get over it.
Yeah, just pause it and watch the film with us.
For a film like The Shining, so there are things that can be spoiled. I agree with that. But for a film like The Shining, it's like I could tell you everything that happens in The Shining. It would not be spoiled for you. It is a goddamn masterpiece. Yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah, you should have watched it yourself. Really.
Should have watched it yourself. Go on, Hassan.
So, basically, towards the end, the ending kind of alludes to this mystic kind of. I don't even know how to describe it. To this day, I look at the ending and I'm like, what the fuck is that trying to tell me? Where it has Danny Torrance's father, Jack Torrance, in a picture from the opening of the Overlook, and he's in the dead center, so he's he's a prime figure in the opening of the Overlook.
Oh, it wasn't the opening; it was like New Year's or something, but it was from many years ago. Yeah.
And do they allude to that in Doctor Sleep? Well, not that, but just anything with his father.
Have anything to do with his father?
Anything with
Well, they have a few things to do with his father. They have loads of things to do with his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to spoil it. It's not great. It's okay. It's pretty cool.
Is it kind
but
of?
They don't have anything explaining why he's in the picture. They don't try to go back and explain anything from the original film.
Like the when he went stir crazy or anything like that. Yeah.
But I think that the sequence at the end of the film is probably trying to allude to the fact that they've taken
him into
Jack Torrance
into the Overlook's history and whatever.
And then maybe Jack Torrance was always part of the Overlook.
No, that's so I thought of both sides already, but I did think of that idea that he is now one with the ghosts of the Overlook, and therefore he exists in all time. But it's a great film. We're not going to get into in this podcast. We're going to focus on the great Dr. Sleep. We could talk all day.
What about that bear giving the man a little shining?
I think that was... Hey, you're in the London slang now as well, Ben, And
he's like... That's crazy.
Best part of the film, really, to be honest.
That was... When I watched that film the first time, that was the bit that I was like... That was the thing that freaked me out the most, I think.
I think
a man dressed as a bear... The mum runs up the stairs, and they just look at her, and just whoa, this ain't right.
It's the look that the old man who's getting fellatioed gives the Jack Torrance's wife.
It's a very erotic look. Wendy Torrance.
Wendy, yeah. It's like a...
Very judgmental.
No, if you watch it back, we might have it just behind us here, but if you watch it back, it's like he's kind of like grinning almost. It's
like getting fleshier.
And I'm like, I don't know. I've watched it quite a few times, that film, and I'm like, Stanley Kubrick, whatever, great director, but I'm like, you could have maybe told that guy not to do some weird ass smirk when he was like getting up from. But I guess he was getting a blowjob, so he's probably quite
and it's
happy.
New Year's, you know.
Yeah. He's in his tux. He's in like a fucking tuxedo. I guess he probably like told him to be a bit smug. Yeah. The bear didn't have to do much, you know. Just turned, didn't it? Just turned. But even turning was horrifying in itself.
That whole film was horrifying.
So what would you give Dr. Sleep out of 5 Stanley Kubrick VHS tapes? What would you give it?
Out of 5 Stanley Kubrick VHS. So obviously it is not as good as The Shining, but it was never going to be as good as The Shining.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to shine, it's 1.
So 1 shine, okay.
But it's 1 shine. But in terms of any other film, it's really good. It's worth seeing. It's worth it.
4?
4 out of 5?
Yeah.
3.5 out of 5.
3.5, okay.
3 and 7/8.
You heard it here first, folks.
3 and 7/8. Might as well give it 4 at that point. 3 and 3/10. 3.5.
3, yeah. I think you kind of went up and down a little bit there.
I'm up and down on it.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
Okay. You recommend it?
I recommend it.
Cool. So, Unai out?
Naturally.
Emery out, man. Emery out. I don't know what else you've got written down, Ben.
No, let's get into it, mate. This is the real meat and potatoes.
I mean, have we? Probably not enough time on the.
I don't know. We've been recording for 1,700 bars.
We
should have made it. We should have made it time. I don't know how to do that now. Maybe if I click it.
Well,
anyway.
No. We'll.
Should we take a break?
Yeah. Fuck.
Should we just take a break?
Yeah.
We're taking a break.
Sure.
Okay, so every week we take questions from the audience, and we do our best to answer them. You can send us your questions at Don Folasko.
Oh shit! Yeah, at Don dot, so like a dot Folasko
at gmail.com.
Yeah.
don.folasko@gmail.com. If you leave your questions in the comments, we will also see them. Or you can tweet us at Don Folasko.
Yeah.
Good. So you can tweet us at Don Folasko. You can email us at don.folasko@gmail.com or leave it in the comments. Really, you are embarrassed by the many choices you have.
Or you can DM us on the Instagram.
Don't DM him on Instagram.
That's where I am most of the time.
He is a predator.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you. So our first question actually comes from... the first question, going on the horror theme, Hassan.
Right.
Why does the Antichrist not make more appearances as a villain in horror movies? And then a follow-up question, who is your favourite villain? And that's from Emily Johnson.
I think, honestly, it's just because it's too obvious.
You think so?
It's just too... the only time you saw the devil was Al Pacino.
No. Is that the only time you've seen the devil?
Devil Man and Al Pacino. Devil Man the anime.
Oh, that show's awful.
And Al Pacino. And I think with Al... he didn't have big horns and there was only one bit where he shouted and it was a bit scary.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Oh!
So I think it's too obvious, you know. That's why they don't do it.
It's not the devil in The Exorcist, is it? Although it is.
It is. No, it becomes. No, isn't it?
It's like a
high
new
up
demon.
It's like a high up demon. It's like
high up demon.
Yeah. But even that, I'm pretty sure they don't. I think it is the devil in that.
Yeah.
But again,
we're gonna get fucking crucified.
But again,
motherfuckers.
Did you not hear?
These guys don't even know it's the devil in The Exorcist.
But again, it's they don't...
Leave your comments to yourself, all right? No one wants to read your comments.
Exactly.
Read it. You know what? Type it out.
We'll put it on a notepad and delete it.
I will throw that notepad in the bin. I love ya.
So, I mean, well, what do you think? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's just too obvious.
I think it's too difficult to do. I think it's the devil is you know, because he's so evil. People are like, whoa.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be... Also, ghosts, way scarier. And I think that the thing with the devil is that he gives you things that you like. He's like, you know, if you want to... he's Al Pacino, obviously.
Yeah,
but he gives you like nice things, like a good job as a lawyer and high education. And
takes your baby away.
Yeah, it takes your baby away. Yeah, you'll marry Charlize Theron. And then she gets all scratched up. That's so gross. But ghosts, on the other hand, they just do that crazy shit where their mouth opens really wide. And that freaks me the hell out.
You just don't know what's going on after that.
I hate it. Do you remember it happened in The Mummy as well? But like,
oh yes,
what is it called? Like Skelligs? What are those? Scarabs. Scarabs fly out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Somehow making it less scary.
Yeah.
The worst thing is when a ghost just starts screaming, but then its mouth opens super wide. It fucking goes crazy.
Yeah. It is something. Maybe it's just part of the brain that doesn't like abnormal stuff happening.
Yeah, I hate abnormal stuff.
So maybe that's it. But like, I think like the thing is that so one time when I was doing my GCSEs, I was going to do a painting, and the painting was going to be about above and below, and I thought it would be quite cool to like draw part of hell. And I said that to my brother, and I said I'm going to have like the devil in one like corner, like not as a prominent figure, but as like a little thing in the back.
Sure.
And he laughed and went, "Nah, don't do that." And I was like, "Why?" And then he was like, "It's just kind of like cheesy." And I didn't get it at the time really, but now, like with that very helpful question, I think I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
It is the thing is that
Thank you, Emily Johnson. Yeah.
Thank you. You're basically asking whoever's the artist, you're asking them to encompass pure evil, whereas it's very much a thing that needs to be left to the imagination, because everyone's idea of pure evil is subjective.
Absolutely. And if you actually take a look at it, it can venture into the realm of the ridiculous.
Exactly. So I feel like the thing is that some people will look at evil and then they'll be like, that's fine. Like, they'll see it. That's not even fucking evil. But fucking chewing a baby's bone. Oh, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But I'm just talking about Dr. No. Do they eat baby? Do they like suck the meat off a baby's bone?
In Dr. No.
In Dr. Not Dr. No. Sorry, Dr.
He does love to slap a good bird. Anyway, next question. Next question.
Dr. No. There's never been... Roger Moore was never the same after it. No, it's
the first one. Sean Connery. Get the fuck out of here.
Sean Connery is never the same.
Next question. Sorry, this question is a doozy. Why do I hate using the toilet naked? Does it have anything to do with the importance of shame? And that's from Hassan Al-Kholi.
I can't remember.
So Hassan, what were you thinking when you wrote that?
I can't remember
what were you thinking when you wrote that question?
I must have been in like... It must have been like... So there's times where it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm just like... You know, so I sleep naked.
Sure.
And I must go to the toilet. And I live with flatmates as well. So it must be an ordeal. When I say it, I say it almost like it's another person. I don't feel like myself at 3 a.m. So the shame levels must be like insane when I'm walking naked around the house, taking shits.
The shame levels must be so intense that you
just block out everything.
You block it out. You go out of body.
And so I'm like texting you at 4 a.m. 4 a.m.
Do not submit your questions by texting me.
Yeah.
That is unacceptable.
So I'm just
there is a line on YouTube.
I must just do these at just like, you know, in the midst of shame, and I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But I mean,
why
could we have an answer?
My answer is that I hate using the toilet naked, sort of because to stand naked is to
naked.
Is to bear.
I thought it meant sitting down.
Sitting down, but to be naked, is to have the world see you as you truly are, and as you're shitting, there's no shame. There's no more shameful act.
Well, surely if
you are not only you are being viewed by the world, not necessarily. That's why toilets are always small. Small rooms. Small.
Yeah.
Small. But if you are in a large room naked, you're being judged by many people often. Yeah. And if you're shitting, that's your most shameful time. That's why dogs never look you in the eyes when they're taking a shit.
Do you think
it's why humans hate being spoken to whilst taking a shit?
Yeah. Do you think that might be quite a humbling experience then?
To shit naked?
I think not just to shit naked, but in front. No, in front of an audience.
To use the toilet naked.
I'm saying Freud. I'm saying all those guys who did that psychology nonsense back in 100 years ago. I think they got it wrong. I think what they should have done is get their patients to take big, probably eat a lot of meat, just no veg, a lot of meat. Get them to take a constipated shit in front of loved ones, hated ones, and esteemed folk.
Parents.
Parents could be in both of those categories, you know what I mean? But their managers, maybe a police officer.
Beautiful women.
Beautiful men. And they take a really long time to take a shit. And then Freud's there, and he the guy's like, I'm done, and he's like, I didn't hear a plop. I didn't hear a plop. I don't know, he sounds Indian, Freud, a little bit. But he's like, I didn't hear a plop. I didn't hear a plop. And then the guy's like, fuck. And he has to just sit there for half an hour.
Until it gets out.
And I think that could be really humbling. Because then it's but then part of the therapy could be you watch someone else do it as well. And then you're we're all naked shitters.
We're all naked shitters.
We're all just naked as they were born, shitting
what if they were born. What if Freud made you go through this, right?
Right.
And you had to do it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, but to prove that we're all naked shitters, you get to watch other people do naked
Exactly,
shit.
yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
But what he does is he makes you go to watch exclusively incredibly muscular... supermodels, male and female, but they all look but I guess even they must look, even a man as strong as, an Adonis, even when they sit down on the toilet,
they would look weak.
They would look weak and pathetic.
Because you'd look
there
in
would
their
never
eyes.
be a time where you could stab a man better with a screwy.
Yeah. It's gotta be a screwdriver.
With a screw.
Yeah.
Just then when he's like, oh, I'm trying to take a shit naked, Freud
passing you the screwy to inject in the guy's sternum. Yeah, no, I think
God.
I think it would probably be the way Freud would have done it. Is he would have probably wanted guys to shit. In front of you, but to be on a day-to-day basis to be intimidating, because as you said, when you look at a dog, when they're shitting, they don't want to look at you in the eyes.
No.
But a dog has that kind of that ability to be scary because it can bite you. It's got strong teeth.
Whereas a man can only take off a layer of clothes.
Or 10.
Yeah.
So it is. It could probably be part... we should start this today, Ben.
We should start the revolution, maybe.
I might have to take a naked shit as soon as this thing's over, to be honest.
I'm going to go home and take a naked shit.
Should we get footage of that, or is that not legal on YouTube at the moment?
So which question do you think was the best? Was that Emily Johnson's questions?
Well, you know what? We didn't actually answer Em's question properly because she asked who's your favourite villain.
Ghosts.
Ghosts from Patrick Swayze's.
Well, if he does the weird open mouth scream, then it's him.
When we got a winner, Whoopi Goldberg. Was she a ghost?
She was in Ghost. I don't think she was a ghost. Did she speak to Patrick Swayze Ghost?
That was it. Yeah. I watched that film when I was like 8. I can't remember it. The scariest film about that film. The scariest bit about that film. The scariest bit about that film was when the ghosts at the end take that guy's soul. Do you remember that? And they rush off and fly into the wall.
They took his soul.
They took
someone's soul. Killed Patrick Swayze?
I think it was that, yeah. And they take his soul and they fly it through the wall, and then that's it.
90s?
I think it was early 90s, yeah.
90s was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Demi Moore in that film.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Anyway, I think that's... You're going to have to call it there.
Enough casting, man, I think.
Who's your favourite question? What we'll do is if you write the best question, we will flash your address so that people can send you letters congratulating you.
That's the only reason why we'll need your address.
So send us your address with your questions, please. Email, home, P.O. Box. I think Hassan's question about shame, using the toilet naked, I think that was a bit of a...
It's an eye-opener.
It was an eye-opener. I think that we got
more into my psyche than anything else, you know. But I think I like Emily's question. It was a bit more like just not about my own shitting. It's just revealing a little bit. But yeah, no.
All right. Yeah. So Hassan, where can we find you on the internet? Where can we find you?
So you can find me on the same place you can find Ben.
Sure.
Which is the same place you can find
that you're already watching.
So wherever you're watching this on is where you will find me and Ben and both.
Or listening.
Both of us. Yeah. So get onto the YouTube if you're not already on there. If you're watching this, then you're on the YouTube, and the YouTube is Don Folasko. If you're on iTunes, I only found this out today, but the iTunes is Benjamin Mansour, which we might need a change, Ben. So, but it was Benjamin M. Didn't even reveal the surname there, but I did. Sorry, Ben. Get on. Just type in Don Folasko. You type in Don Folasko, you'll get.
If I type Don Folasko into Google right now, will I find us?
You'll find us, but on a German podcast website
called De Shitta.
Now that we spoke about that last segment, then it was definitely in that.
Eintracht.
Get onto Instagram one, Don _Folasko, just Don.
And what are you doing? What are you doing on Instagram at the moment?
We're getting up.
What are you doing, mate? What are you doing?
We're getting up all the latest content. Don't worry, I was getting there. Yeah. We're getting up all the latest content. We're getting up our sketches. We're getting up It's Too Late for Us All show with Hass, where I interview just random celebrities.
Yeah, it's amazing how many celebrities agree to go on your show.
You know what It's hard to initially get them on there, but then when I pay them in drugs, shines, then they really, you'd be surprised, you know, men and women, they like them shine.
I like it shine.
They like the shines.
Yes, watch our latest video on Sylvester Stallone. Hassan's latest video on Sylvester. He interviewed Sylvester Stallone. Very funny. It's all right. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like. If you haven't enjoyed it, subscribe anyway. Yep. You don't need to watch any more videos. You just be helping us out, which is I think fair. Don't think that's too much to ask. And if you want to buy me flowers, then go ahead now.
It's poetic.
I thought that we'd cut out on that because I didn't know what else to say. Should I say something else?
I think that's perfect, Ben.
Yeah?
I think that's perfect.
So should I repeat it again? So that, cause there's nothing funnier than when you repeat it twice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so...
if you...
want to buy me flowers...
Just go ahead.
Just go ahead now, mate.
The 90s.
Do you ever feel intense shame?
When I'm taking a shit naked...